Hey guys, how's it going? NandyTV here, and today I want to show you guys a guide on my Demon Hunter speed build for the Sprinter or Speed Racer Conquest in Diablo 3. So let's get right into it. So first off, let's talk about the skills. You want the Companion, Bad Companion for the 1 hatred per second. This is not too important because your hatred will be at 100% anyway. So you're free to use this on the left mouse button and never use it anyway. So next off you want to use smokescreen displacement. That's pretty overpowered. You gain 100% movement speed while this is active, and it's active pretty much the whole time. It's so ridiculously overpowered. You want shadow power with any rune because all runes are active just because you have the 4-piece shadow set. You really want this because you get the 30% increased movement speed bonus, and all the other bonuses are quite cute, but they don't really matter. So you really want this 30% increased movement speed. Your movement ability is Vault, and it also does all your damage with the rune action shot. So this is pretty important. This is the most important skill, and your whole build revolves around this one ability. And preparation, focused mind, and vengeance thieves take care of your discipline and hatred sustainment. So those abilities will be up the whole time, and they will keep your discipline and your hatred up the whole time. So you don't really need to think about your hatred or your discipline. So this is very, very important. Your passives will be Perfectionist to reduce your discipline cost. You could go Archery if you have hatred issues, because you get 1 hatred per second, but this is just a preference, you don't really need this. Your second passive would be Ambush. You deal 40% increased additional damage to enemies above 75% health. It's pretty important to use this just because bosses will die instantly, and you really will save seconds on this. And the most important passives are Tactical Advantage for 60% movement speed after using Vault, and you always use Vault. And Hot Pursuit for 20% increased movement speed for 4 seconds after hitting an enemy, and this will be up the whole time. So those two are locked in. The other are preferences. You can take whatever you want, but I'd suggest those two. Let's go over the gear. So first off, you want Pride's Fall. This reduces your whole resource costs by 30% the whole time. This will be up the whole time because you're not taking damage, and it's pretty overpowered. White Gem in your helm is pretty mandatory. 12.5% cooldown reduction is pretty overpowered. So you want this. You don't need crit because your Vault will always hit critical, and you want crit hit damage if you can. But on the helmet it doesn't really matter because you could go armor or resistances or whatever, but you don't need this. So no crit, but on the helmet it's pretty. It doesn't matter. You want 4-piece shadow set. I use those 4: boots, gloves, shoulders, and chest. It doesn't really matter. You can go legs as well, but 4-piece shadows. Your stat priority will be cooldown reduction (CDR) until you have like 30, 34, 37%, and then full resource cost reduction to get the maximum discount on your spells. You don't want crit, as I said. I don't have better gloves, so it doesn't really matter. You could use those gloves with crit hit damage. This would increase your boss kill speed. Alright, 4-piece shadows. This is what we need. The belt is pretty important as well. Cram's buff belt, 25% increased run speed for not getting hit. So this will be up the whole time, just as Pride's Fall. So pretty overpowered. This is mandatory. You need this. The bracer is not really that important, but you can you can use this to perfection, for perfection. So yeah, you're immune to knockbacks and stun effects is pretty good, but you will not get knockbacked or stunned anyway if you're moving correctly. So yeah, those are just for security. Yeah, the most important part of your gear are the weapons. Everything revolves around the nether set. So Vault costs 8 hatred instead of discipline, very important, and Vault deals 800% increased damage. This will deal all your damage, so everything dies while you're vaulting. You just pass an enemy and it will die instantly, so pretty important. As the stats go, you could go CDR. I don't have any better than Nether's crossbows, so attack speed doesn't do anything for you. Don't get misled because I have attack speed on both weapons. It's just, yeah, I don't really want that, but it's okay. So, your rings are important as well. You have a ring set that revolves around fearing enemies to get movement speed. Here, Rachel's Ring of Larceny, gain 57% increased movement speed for 4 seconds after fearing an enemy. Pretty important. And this ring will help you to fear more enemies, so the uptime of this ring will be increased. And the secondary effects on those is 5% chance to fear and hit on Larceny. That's not too much. And up to 15% chance of fear and hit on Pandemonium Loop. This is pretty important. So this ring, you want this ring equipped. Yeah, let's go of the cube and I tell you guys what you can switch out. So you could go Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, and you can go Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac on your character and Larceny in your cube, so you get the full 60% movement speed, but you lose the 5% chance to fear and hit. So you have to weigh what's better if you... so I chose 4.2% chance to fear and hit is better than 3% more movement speed, because you just have more uptime. And yeah, in the end it's just a preference. So as a cube goes, we use Dawn, reduce the cooldown of Vengeance by 65%. This will help you to maintain your Vengeance the whole time. So you have 10% increased hatred per second from Vengeance Thief the whole time, and your hatred will never drop. Second, we use Vertessian Arm Guards in the armor slot. Every time you destroy a breakable object, you gain a short burst of speed. Pretty important. As I said, the bracers here, the Cramps buff bracers, are not that important, so you could use Vertessian Arm Guards in your on your character and choose any other thing you like. But there are not many substitutes for this that make any sense. So I didn't find any that satisfied me, but yeah, if you find any, just leave a comment in the comments below and we can improve this build. Yeah, you could go, instead of Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, you could use Everest Band to increase your pickup radius, just to have a higher uptime of Boon of the Hoarder. So it's here just a preference again. So you can go either Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac to have a higher uptime of preparation, or you can go Everest Band if you have enough CDR. That's it pretty much for the gear. For the gems, we have 2 very important gems. Those are Breath of Lightning. While under the effect of Breath of Lightning, gain 25% increased movement speed. Pretty important, you want that. And the effect of Breath of Lightning are those conduit lightnings around you, and those will destroy all breakable objects around you, and those will help to trigger your Vertessian Arm Guards. So it's very important to use this gem. You want Bone of the Hoarder at max level for a 100% chance to detonate enemies in the explosion of gold. And yeah, when you pick up gold, you get a 30% increased movement speed bonus. You want that too. The third gem is not really that important. I took Mirine, Tear of the Star Weaver, because it has the highest weapon damage percent, and yeah, it's just a damage preference or whatever. You could go any other. Let me find it. I don't have it on this character right now, but you could go like what is it called? Bane of the Powerful for bosses, or Stricken for bosses, or whatever, just to increase your boss kill speed. And Gogo of Swiftness would be an alternative too, but you don't need attack speed, you just need the CDR. And if you have enough CDR, you don't need Gogo of Swiftness. So, yeah. Third gem, preference. So we've talked about the gear and the spells and the cube, so let me show you guys how to play this build. First off, you want to have Vault on a button 1 to 4 or whatever you have bound it to. You don't want it on the mouse button because it's not that accurate anymore. You can hold down the button you have your Vault on the whole time, and this isn't really possible when you have it on your mouse button. You could go right mouse button and hold it down the whole time, but this yeah, it's not that accurate, I found. So I suggest you to use it on any button you can hold down all the time, except for mouse buttons, but that's a preference again. So hold down your Vault the whole time. You'll see my hatred goes down. So you press 3 and 4 to maintain your hatred and your discipline, and your discipline will be consumed by your smoke screen. And you will press smoke screen. It's on my right mouse button. You see smoke screen. You will press all those 3 buttons all the time. So as I'm standing here in town, you see my cooldowns will not decrease that swift. But I'm not hitting enemies with my spenders, so when I'm out there killing mobs, my cooldowns will be right there when I need them, because of Ring of the Zodiac. Let me show you my exact stats. I have 44% CDR. You can go even higher, but it's not too important. Important are resource cost reductions. I have 58% hatred cost reduction and 63% discipline cost reduction, and you really need those because yeah, when you run out of hatred or you run out of discipline, you're just too slow. Makes sense, right? So I thank you very much for watching. Tell me if I were able to help you guys with this speed build. Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, please leave a like or subscribe to my channel. I will bring more content when the time is there. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.